actually, oh my gosh, just last night you texted me and I was like, whoa! I almost, and I don't text mean back.
Why? What did I say?
I'm looking for my phone. Oh, it's right there because you did that. You were like, hey, and remember for next time, the copy always has to do this because it's going to be easier. Well, and it was like, I knew it, and she doesn't communicate soft in text, and she was just telling me
just the truth.
But for me, you know how we always put like 5 exclamation points at the end to be like, hey, I'm not mad, is what that intends. There were no exclamation points. There was just
period.
periods.
That's all that was appropriate.
But I was so snippy. It made I could feel it physically.
But you didn't snip back at me.
Oh, I was starting to. And I don't remember what I was going to say. I don't remember what I was going to say, but it was snippy back. And then I realized in that moment, why am I going to make something out of a text where I know her heart. We've had years of this together. If there's somebody in error, it's okay to say it's me. Even though it feels like it's from her, like she's being bossy or snappy at me in the text, it's like, whoa. And it was like exhaling and putting in the big picture of it's okay that I was wrong. It's okay that she's reminding me of something because I'm wrong. And she's going to do it differently than me, and that doesn't make her wrong and me right. When there's stuff where it's like just not even a rub that's bad, but like this just doesn't work. If I were in that group, this is just my personality, but I would be like, you guys, because this is what is true for me, and it's my personality. Isn't it crazy? Like, look around our circle at how different we are. Could there be a more different set of people? How and why did God choose you specifically and choose you with how different we are? And he did it on purpose. And to just recognize the difference without it being weird, and to also recognize this is fully the intention of God. And then if it's me, I'd be like, I wonder what God is doing here.
And instead, I think, so the same way that we get really curious about the Bible, this is what we want to be, learners and curious and celebrate the Bible. We also want to be learners and curious about one another, which means when we see differences, instead of being like, man, she is like, will say anything, instead be like, oh my gosh, Andy, you literally will say anything. Like, that is awesome. I could never do that. And to celebrate those differences, I think even if we don't fully appreciate it, just to say, wow, this is amazing. It starts to trigger something in us.
It does. And then to not let those be in a dark room of our mind, where that's where the lies breed, and they breed more like a feeling of despising that person, which then turns into guilt, and then we start to despise ourselves. It's just the trap. But to get it out, and I don't mean the lie, I mean the truth of the matter. Melissa, you are so much more detailed than I could ever be, where that bothers me. It really bugs me, like on a personal level, when because she's right so much more often than I am. To be like, I'm so glad that God has made us different and that you get to be detailed. Like, I appreciate that. Can we come to a place of appreciating the differences instead of putting the differences only in the dark room of our mind and letting them breed and feed us more lies? Groups who have such a difference in personalities, in my opinion, the enemy will target this real quickly and whisper and deceive, because this is who he is and this is what he does. All kinds of lies that you'll never really find community that works for you. See, you're trying again. What's the point of even trying? Oh, don't you want to be a part of that group because that group has the people that you imagine would fulfill you more. And all these lies to safeguard and be aware and be careful of that kind of thinking, because this is what he does, is he lies to us about that the thing that God has given us is never really good enough. That's just not true.